You chilling with the vibe. We lit.
I'm here. You know I'm here.
This amazing podcast, The Vibe.
What's good, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is Mike the B from All the Vibes. If you're returning to Volume 2, man, we love y'all. Appreciate the support. If you're new, we love y'all too. A hip-hop podcast based around black culture, black music, black sports, black fashion, everything black. And highlight of some artists you might not even know about. Volume 2 is going up. It's going crazy. Let's go. Oh, look at this. We back. Episode 3. Volume 2, Episode 3. What's good, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We are back, All the Vibes, Volume 2. My name is Mike B, but most people call me Mike. And we have...
DJ. DJ. P-Swag. Y'all already know what's going on. DJ P-Swag, then triple the bag, you dig?
Oh, that is
with
the rhyme. That's a very good one. Wow, I like that one. Excuse me. I like that one.
This your man, cameraman Chris. I don't have nothing as extravagant as that, and I have not tripled the bag. but listen. Kudos to you, brother.
You sitting on me. You sitting on fucking
He does taxes too.
Hey. You sitting on camel. All right, cool.
What up, y'all? It's your girl YB, also known as your fly ass auntie, in the building. I don't like your reaction over there, Micah. I don't like the energy I just received, but okay.
I didn't do anything.
Well, y'all know who the fuck I am.
Oh my God. Wow.
It's your girl, Mary.
That was good.
It was great.
Wow, we here now. Well, today's special. It's our first Spotlight Volume 2. It's actually our only second Spotlight in general. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and just tell us about herself and we can follow her, see her at.
All right. Hi, I am Hello Charlee. I am a singer, songwriter, recently a producer.
We heard it.
So yeah, that's me. I currently am working on a couple of things within music, and yeah, that's me.
Where can they follow you?
Oh, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at hello.charlee, and then on Soundcloud, Hello Charlee, and then some no coming out at Apple Music and Spotify. Watch out.
How you spell Charlie?
Charlee, we got CHARLEE. All right.
They were definitely gonna spell that wrong.
Not I-E.
They were definitely gonna spell that wrong.
Definitely.
That was a good question.
Indeed.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
So I like Spotlight. Of course, I'm gonna ask a couple questions for you.
All right.
Now the first one. So, one, what made you want to start creating music?
Oh, good question. So I started writing in about I was in 8th grade. I started writing. I started singing in 4th grade, but I started actually writing music and making my own music in about 8th grade. It was just a way. It was like my diary, a way for me to release, things. And then I never really told anybody though. And then finally, when I got to college, I shared with my friends, and then they're like, "You need to take this serious." So then here I am, taking it serious.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, right? Who
Who
would have thought?
Look at us.
So along with that, so I like that you said a lot of people can sing. Like you go to church, a lot of people can sing. I feel like when it comes to that, even with rap, a lot of people can rap, but don't mean they can make music. And then a lot of people can sing, don't mean it would fit.
Right.
So what point did you realize, okay, I can really do this? I feel like people hear and you're like,
You know what? Actually, I would say it would be when I started going to college, because all growing up, honestly, those bigger voices were popular, and I've never had a strong Jennifer Hudson voice. I ain't never been that type. Okay, I ain't never been that type. And I would look at these women. I would look at Beyonce, and I'd be like, oh, I could never take this serious, because all these women that was being representing women, R&B and hip hop stuff, they had strong, powerful voices, and I know I didn't have that voice. So then recently, we didn't have a lot of R&B artists that came out with softer voice, and that's kind of becoming the thing. You got Summer Walker and Ari Lennox. So those are people with the softer voices that's kind of bringing in something new.
they're tough.
So yeah,
that's good to follow. Dang, Ari like my homie. Y'all seen that video?
Y'all basically best friends.
Yeah, y'all are best friends.
All right, relax. Y'all know
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
So you spoke about. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but so you spoke about as far as the support you know, from your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Just speak on being not only like a musician, but just an artist in general, on how important that support is from, you know, the people in your life is.
It's really important, honestly. But then again, what I've recently learned is that you can't feed off of that, because, you know, recently what I've noticed is that when, you know, everything looking good for me, everybody, woo, let's go to me, okay. And then, you know, once it slowed down though, everybody disappeared. So that's the thing, is I realized that once I first dropped my last year, when I dropped my EP, I had so many people DMing me, people asking me to do photo shoots and all of this stuff, and then it just slowed down, it just stopped. And it was because I didn't have anything, and it was because, you know, they didn't have anything to feed off of. So, you know, I can't just feed off of them, I got to keep going myself. So what I had learned, honestly, is that like support is great, but at the same time, you got to learn I had to learn how to support myself. My friends are there, but, you know, I couldn't feed off of that. So yeah.
Who right now would you say are like some of your biggest influences, like within your music? Like, do you obviously it's coming from you, you know, it's all coming directly from you, but like, do you have any specific other artists or any influences that really help you and give you that drive behind you?
Definitely. I'm pretty sure y'all probably won't know who these two people are, but the two people that encouraged me to even start singing is Kareem Bailey Ray. She sang the song Put Your Records On. Girl, put your records on.
Well, I know that OG. That's OG.
Yeah.
So her, when I was in like 3rd grade, I started listening to her. And then there's another woman named Sarah Bareilles. And those were two women who inspired me when I was younger. But recently, like once I started getting older and I started actually writing my own music, Janae Aiko played a huge part in that. The flow of her lyrics, you know, that inspired me. And then just continuously throughout my career through music, it's just been women that have like came up. Like SZA definitely was somebody who inspired me. So yeah, I've had a couple of people. I would say those are the top women who definitely inspired my music and the way I write as well.
Well, I got a question. You got a question? Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
So I know that you performed last year, actually, in Springfield. Was that your first time, like, ever performing?
Yeah, so that actually was my first time performing. Actually, the guy who asked me to do performance and stuff, he said, look, like, this is your first performance. If you freeze up on that stage, we're going to have an issue. So before I got on that stage, I'm just like, okay, I've never performed my own music. And this was like me being older, because I did like a 4th grade talent show. But, you know, like being older and put myself out there, I've never sang in front of a group of people. Like, I would get nervous, and I just went up there, and surprisingly, I think it was like, with me, just a smaller group of people is like more nerve-wracking, but it was so many people out there, and I'm like, okay, I have to entertain these people. So yeah, once I went up there, it was like, it felt like, I don't want to get emotional, but it was just like, it felt like home. Like, it just felt like, it felt comfortable. And it was crazy because everybody was like, that was your first performance? I'm like, yeah. They were like, I can't even tell. So yeah, it definitely was quite an experience, but that right there also was a piece of like something that made me be like, okay, this is for me, because like I felt comfortable.
That's dope.
So mine is like, okay, so obviously you're still in school. So like, is this what you want to be like your career? You thought about, okay, this is what I want to do, like full time, whatever it go. Like, what's your goal with it?
Oh God, no. That's why I'm my auntie. So honestly, it took me, I would say like, also like when I first started school, you know, society forces you to think like you're not going to be successful if you don't go to school, especially being Black. And that's just the reality of things. So with that being said, you know, my first year, my mom was just telling me, okay, you got to go to school. My dad just pushing me. And I always knew that like school wasn't my thing. But I didn't got so far in it that like I'm about to graduate. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I might as well finish it. Let me get my mama a degree on the wall, be the first one. But I kind of knew that it just wasn't for me. And then but I also didn't have at the time when I first started, I didn't have the confidence to like, you know, just pursue music and be like, forget school. And so once I started getting into college and stuff, when you get to college though, I don't regret it though, because I learned myself in college. Like I definitely found myself in college. So although I'm kind of further in my career with school and stuff, and like I'm about to finish up and everything, and if I could do it again, I kind of sometimes be like, dang, I wish I would just start music, because I imagine how far I would have been with my music now if I would have started it. But at the same time though, like everything happens for a reason. God don't make no mistakes. So yeah, we'll be in school and stuff. Yeah. I would say that I don't regret it. I'm glad I'm wearing it.
Good. Glad to say that. I would have been like surprised. You're like, yep, I'm done with it. That's gonna be an account is what I wanted.
Man,
Were your people opposed to you doing music at all parts of school?
I wouldn't say 100%. I mean, my mom recently just got on board with it. Like, she was supporting me.
She was on
It was hard.
Yeah, she was a voice in the
Mama
beginning.
said that, bro.
But yeah, sorry, my voice is so raspy right now. But yeah, my mom originally, like, she was just like, you know, like, they were just pushing me to be like, okay, you need to focus on school and stuff. And it was just like, because they grew up in a time where that was kind of the impossible, you know? And then my mom realized, you know what, like, she was like, you all have so many platforms where you can, like, you know, expose yourself and be like, and like, you have all this exposure. And she told me, like, you know, we had a conversation one night. She was just like, I wanted to do the things that you're doing now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, do it. Like, at first it was hard to accept because it's scary. I want you to be stable. I don't want you to be like chasing this forever and then, you know, it don't happen. But at the same time, like, I believe it's going to happen for you because times aren't the same. So like recently, yeah, my dad loves my music. My daddy, give me a CD. I'm like, they don't make CDs no more.
We're gonna burn a couple copies to the up. Damn, that's CDs. That's hilarious. That's real love. Oh my God,
Okay. You just talked about your platform. Is there like a certain message you want to convey, or like, I guess, like, what do you like want the world to like know or like think about you? Like, what?
That's a good question. I would say, I don't know. Like, I want everybody to convey me as like, you know, when I first started, I was gonna do a whole thing of like covering my face and being real mysterious. Ain't nobody know who I am. And yeah, and I wanted to be like, so I made a whole second page and Instagram, and I would just tag and hope people would follow me and then realize like, oh, like, this girl's good and stuff. But I would never show my face. I would cover my face and everything. And then I was like, dang, this is kind of like, this is not working. Ain't nobody following me. Like, nobody was following me. I mean, it was just like, I mean, I had no fans. I had nothing. And then I was just like, okay, I got to put myself out there. Like, I need to show myself. I need to let them know this is me. And I kid you not, once I like told everybody it was me, everybody was just like, I got 10 times more support. And I feel like because people know my personality, clearly I'm not a very serious person. I'm pretty goofy. But like people, I realized, and I don't want to sound like my head is big, but like people love my personality. People love, you know, that part about me. So I felt like that's kind of what I wanted to perceive myself as. Instead of like being something that I'm not, I want to perceive myself as myself. So yeah, I would say I want people to just see me as myself, see me as this happy person that I am and this goofy person that I am.
Wow. Dope. Do you foresee like are you about to collaborate with anybody here soon, or are you looking to collaborate, or are you kind of just gonna streamline yourself first for a while?
I've had people DM me and ask me to like do features and stuff, but I'm working on an album right now. So I really want to do that by myself. Like I want to get that out first before I start doing like collaborations with anybody, just because like, you know, I don't want to be the girl that was in the background on that song and stuff. Like I want people to know me for me and then be like, oh, she in this song. I want people to listen to a song because I'm featured in it.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's absolutely. So I think going from there is perfect because now you're obviously in that. We're gonna talk about it later, but like it's the R&B slash like a hip hop lane. So for we look at women like Ari and them, and we're just gonna take it straight into women hip hop in general. Do you feel like it is harder for someone like in the R&B lane, like an Ari, to be noticed before like somebody like a Megan that's really in this rap lane? That makes sense. Like which one? Like,
one more time.
You think it's harder for somebody to come up in the R&B lane compared to like the actual hip hop and rap lane?
Definitely harder for somebody to come up in like hip hop, just because I feel like there's a lot of talent in hip hop. So like with R&B, you know, like I don't know if you've seen Diddy when he's doing like making a band again, and he said I'm gonna bring R&B.
You brought that back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing making a band again. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, try it.
It started.
It didn't start yet. They doing auditions right now.
Sure, go ahead, show them your.
I'll make a TV show, so I wouldn't make it though. I might make it look at goofy as fuck.
Shoot, I'll make
Do your temptation slide.
We'll talk about it.
But yeah. So Diddy is doing the making a band thing again, and he wants to bring R&B back. So I feel like that itself is saying something. Like with hip hop, there's so many people out there. There's so many people to choose from. But with R&B, it's like, yes, there's R&B out there, but like that R&B that we had, that we love, that we used to have, is kind of rare to find. Like that's why I mentioned Ari Lennox and Summer Walker. I feel like those are women who are bringing it back, definitely, like that real R&B. So,
So how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like?
I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree to a certain point. I feel like
No.
you're right. There's definitely like a lot of people that are talented in rap, but I feel like, well, in 2020, rap is the most listened to genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's just easy. It's easier to catch on just because so many people listen to it. Even people that aren't even necessarily really fans of rap. It's what's popular. People gonna listen to it. All type of people be down the street playing music. They're not rap fans, but they just they listen to it. You know what I mean? And I feel like with R&B, I've never seen anybody like bumping Summer Walker unless they're a fan. And I say she has a lot of fans, but you get what I'm saying? I ain't never seen like somebody from. I'm really not trying to like.
Wait, so you are agreeing with me?
Hmm?
You are agreeing with me?
No, I feel like I feel like it's harder.
No, you said. Wait. Let's be right. You said it's harder to get into like R&B, right?
I
said hip hop. I said hip hop is easier because so many people to choose from.
No, I'm saying the opposite of you.
Oh wait, what?
Wait, what?
You said it's harder to get into hip hop.
No, R&B, because I said they're trying to bring back R&B.
I hard hip hop too, but this it makes sense.
They're trying to bring back R&B. That's why I say it's harder. But hip hop, there's more like there's so many people.
So you said like they're saying that's like there's a cause that we need to
like Diddy trying to bring back R&B.
Okay, well then we are saying the same thing.
I
thought you said something.
You know.
Okay.
Well, then going off of you.
Okay, there we go.
Now I don't want to talk to three of us going off each other.
Yeah, we're going off of each other.
There we go.
Exactly. I just think, I feel like a lot more people at least get viral off of hip hop with before R&B. There's guys or artists that get hot in hip hop that we know don't have staying power, but they're viral for the moment. I feel like with R&B, if you're gonna make it, you have to make it. You have staying power. You have to make it because of the quality of your music. You're not gonna get that break from just being viral.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like when you go to the club, you may hear a Summer Walker song, you may hear an R&B song, but you're not gonna get more than that. Like you're gonna get Future, you're gonna get Drake, Migos. Then that Summer Walker song comes on, and it's temporary. It's like 45 seconds. All right, she's out of there. So when like that play in the way that brings you like bread and stuff, like even on the radio, I mean, we have black radio and things like that, but white radio's gonna play hip hop before they play any R&B type song. So it's just like the talent. Not only you have to be talented, but you also have to figure out how to market yourself. Now you gotta market yourself. How are you gonna last? And like the albums that like we from like SZA that comes out, like Ari Lennox albums are like those are like timeless albums. They're hard, but the recognition for them may not be timeless. It's just a good album, but I feel like you just have to be that much better. It's almost like women in rap. Like women in rap can really rap, but the niggas really don't stand out until like it's something like that has to be extra. If that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I get
No, what I was gonna say was I wondered like, does that kind of go along with like the trend of things? Like, what's popping? Like a lot of hip hop artists, they do something or they usually go viral if they have like a nice song and then that song becomes like a trend. Like to give a good example, The Box. I mean, you got everybody listening to The Box. You got people.
Seen the African video of them kids?
Oh my god!
You seen that?
That was so creative.
But
it was amazing.
That type of wave, like, in order for somebody to do that with R&B, I just feel like it's more challenging,
Definitely.
And so, I mean, I like how the newer artists these days, it seems like they're trying to find that medium to kind of do both. Like they want to dabble a little bit, even in some of the beats that you hear. for R&B artists, you know, they may have that R&B feel to it, but it's also kind of got some of that hip hop.
The bass to his hard.
Yeah, you know, got the 808s knocking in the back, you know, going with it. But
so aggressive.
Yeah, no, we no bang.
No, I agree. I think I'm gonna switch over. Like I'm talking about Brent all money because this shit going nuts. But even like that sound, it's like some rappers could rap to some of them beats.
Yeah,
you put a melody over it, it's like, oh, hold on, like that, and that's a cool. That's a new sound. I think that's innovative too. So I think going off of that, this strengthening them as well. There's a versatility in the R&B side and the rap side. We have a range that I could say could even go past some like men's ranges. As far you got women that gritty women, and you got women that damn near think they sing, but they really rapping. Like people that's conscious. You got like your Cardi B's, you got like your Kamayas, like two completely different sides. And I think like I feel like this is a time where this is the most versatility we've seen from women in hip hop in general. What y'all say is really just what would y'all say to that?
I was gonna say something real quick. Yeah, I feel like this is like the peak for a while now of like where we have so many different like female artists. I feel like it's always been like that one female artist like Nicki. I feel like it's just been her. I don't know what it is where it can only be like one lead like female rapper for so long, but I feel like they're now starting to like come together and it's not as much like competition. But yeah, I feel like we're definitely like on the road to like having multiple female artists. Like I feel like Meg has been stable for a minute. Nicki's kind of fading off. I feel like Cardi's been stable for a minute. So
Let the Barb see you say that.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Well, you gotta
they're violent people now.
I feel like she's stepping down. Like she's stepping back.
Now why the hell that nigga go in that damn school? That nigga knew he couldn't go in no school. He knew he couldn't walk in that school. He gonna walk in the video right behind her into the school.
She got legal trouble.
So I read that and I was like, wow. I was like, actually, I remember seeing this a lot.
Wow.
She working on her mess.
I'm not saying like I'm not nothing about nothing, but he should have known not to go in there. Like, come on, that's the one place you could not go.
You should have registered a long time ago.
Okay. Anyway, real quick.
What do you think you get
So you said about the
episode about it.
Is this like the most diverse the talent pool's
I
been
did for I did say that.
Okay, so I have a quick question with the point that you made about Nicki Minaj and the fact that it's perceived that it can only be one. I don't think it was always like that, and y'all can tell.
I think in early '90s
I'm not even going there. I'm talking about like I don't think it was like that before her. So like before her, it was like Missy Elliott, it was Eve, it was Trina, like all of them. Like, it was not. I mean, we were all younger, but I didn't perceive it to being like only one woman at the top. Like they all had different lanes, and they were all like popping at a certain point in time. Like
they were the early 2000s.
Missy Elliott is a GOAT.
They were the early
Eve was basically rapped her ass to a TV show.
Yeah.
So it's just like
she did have it.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was like that in the early 2000s. And then like when they kind of not even to say that they faded off, but they just kind of went into other avenues. I think Missy Elliott went more probably into producing. Obviously, Eve went more into her show and like other
acting and things like that.
Other acting and things like that. Trina, as far as like with I forget with her Luda's like
Trina's low key maintained. She's low key maintained.
So yeah, I wouldn't even say like they trailed off. It's just different generations. And then I guess in that was an empty period. I feel like, and then that's when Nicki came up, and then it just seemed like there was nobody else, and I don't know what to make of that. Let me not say nobody else, but as far as on the mainstream, if that makes sense, that's how
I feel like I agree with you with the whole thing, but also back then too, like in that 2000 era, they all had different styles. When you had ting ting get up ain't over there, and then you had something else going on.
It went crazy live. I'm in there. I'm
like, but no, seriously though, you had different types of like rap though. That was the thing that was so unique about all of those women is that they all had like Trina was the raunchy one. Now everybody got that,
You can't compare others like on a lesser extent, like Foxy Brown,
right?
On the same wave.
Like, I don't know, but I feel like you said, it was like an empty like time, and then here come Nicki Minaj. Mm-hmm. But then it was like Nicki Minaj was just so hot. Like it was just she was at the top where you had Dej Loaf, and she quickly disappeared.
Yeah,
like you had people that was trying to come out.
I really had to say it, but yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like you had people trying, but also it was just like they didn't stick long because Nicki was just, honestly, she was just the best. Like, she really was the best. So I feel like
She's going crazy. Young Money too.
Yeah,
she was the best.
You know, when it was like that, Drake and Nicki was like running at the same time up, then Nicki was
Her
at
success
it went fucking nuts.
She's the
She went nuts, bro.
You
So,
said
she's one of the most successful rappers ever.
So check this out. Do y'all think she would have been as successful if she didn't have Young Money behind her at the time she had Young Money behind her?
Yes.
Neither her nor Drake would have been as successful. Neither her nor Drake would have been as successful.
Depending on gender, that's a question depending on the positions that they were put in by Wayne in that label. Like Drake wouldn't be where he was without
Wayne, as a GOAT at that time,
Right,
took
he
you.
was a GOAT.
If he brought you up, Wayne is with these niggas. Okay, let me listen to these niggas. Wayne is getting on their music. If Wayne was on music at that time, we was listening. You know, for what Wayne was on. He was on everything. So, actually, this nigga kind of sound good. Wayne, like, what album was that? What Drake album was that? Thank Me Later. So Far Gone. Wayne is on all that shit.
Like Wayne, like they had him on like 5 straight tracks.
Yeah,
They were
So Far Gone was stupid with Wayne,
It's
bro.
like you think that, not to say that she always had the talent, but if she wasn't given the opportunities from that label and then she flourished in those roles, you think that she would have been able to get like features on like when she got on like her most famous verse,
Monster.
exactly, Monster, with
That's one of
Jay-Z,
the greatest
and
verses of all
like
time.
when she got that opportunity,
Some spaz.
and that's how I said like she earned that opportunity.
She went nuts,
Right,
bro.
it wasn't given to her or Drake; they earned it.
But she
Yeah,
was
nigga,
put
she
in
was
that
like
position.
walking
She
to the club,
was put in a position that led to
It's
other
like-
opportunities.
It's like one of the questions. Like I don't want to take an opportunity that she earned away. It's like there's no. I don't know. I don't even want to even think about
It would have been more difficult, I would say, because Wayne is responsible for like Tiger. He gave niggas opportunities that we haven't heard of since then.
People blame
You know what I'm
Tiger
saying?
for some reason. That's not
Because
let
Tiger
me
is
not-
just a
let me
corny
not say
ass
something.
nigga.
First of all,
Like, I ain't gonna cap.
let's
Drake's
not-
corny too, but Drake's
let's
is
not
more
act
successful.
let's not act like when
It's
hot-
cool though. Like I
when
still
was
like
hot-
him. I like
when
him
was
a
high
lot.
school, Hotel California. It was hot.
It was hot.
That was
It was
hype.
hot. It was
That
hot. You're right.
And
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool if you're corny. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, I just said Drake is super corny, but we rock with that nigga though. We do. He's corny though. He is.
What's your
The
gym?
nigga had a whole sombrero on at the fucking at a basketball game. That's not here nor there. Like, that's not where I went. But how the fuck we even get here?
We were talking about the diversity in talent.
We're gonna way off.
Women artists.
All right, so let me say this about. I think we do see a different diversity because, like we said when we did our seminar here, workshop, seminar, something. Well, either way, like Doja is like you have a Doja, you have like a Kamaya, you have a No Name, you have your Megan. All four in their own, like it's just separate. Like there's no, I can't say I can intertwine any of them.
Mm-mm,
So like to have that is amazing. And I think the men's side, I'm not saying it's not there, but I think it becomes a little bit more difficult for me to find where I can separate them completely. Like I feel like some way they intertwine in some way, in some form or fashion, more than women would to me. But I mean, you see a lot of women that are in the same lane, but I mean that can go back and forth on both sides. But I feel like the versatility and being able to stand out is so important for like women in rap that you can clearly it's like it's not
And
even close.
I feel like that's the point, but it's not necessarily a good point. It's more so that
I ain't sure it's a
it's
good
more
point.
so that
That's
there's
a
so
good
many
point.
there's so many women out there that have talent that aren't getting the opportunities that a lot of these
Facts.
lesser talented dudes are.
Yeah,
They just don't go viral. But at the same time, we talked about it earlier. Like they have their time, and their time's gonna be up.
Facts.
Probably
Quickly. That's a good point. Then I have anything else to say? I'm gonna move on.
Oh, I was gonna say, do y'all feel like women do have to have like that extra like X factor to be like successful? Whether they're like selling like sex or like personality or like I don't know, like how y'all was just saying like compared to like their counterparts like being mediocre, do y'all feel like they need something an extra to like compete?
To an extent, yeah.
I'll say sex appeal is definitely a huge thing because I mean back then I feel like sex appeal wasn't like we'll mention again Missy Elliott. Clearly, you know, she didn't have sex.
But she was talking about
No,
it.
She was talking that
I
talk.
mean, she was
Bitch,
talking.
nasty.
She was talking. She
Bitch,
was saying.
nasty.
She was saying some things, but it was
Bitch,
just like
nasty
she
for
still
real.
didn't have to like show nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like now, without that sex appeal, it's just like. And Cardi B went on a rant about this on her Instagram one time. I remember, and she had said, "When I actually rap about like some real shit, y'all don't like that. But once I get like raunchy, when I get nasty, y'all love that. Y'all love that. Once I got my titties out, y'all love." So it's just like, and that's the truth though. Like once women are showing a certain side of them sexually, then it's just like everybody love them. But then once they try to be like serious on some real stuff, and everybody like, no.
I also think it has to do with like something like how you built your fan base.
Yeah.
So Cardi B's fan base was not built off of
True.
bars.
Very
It was
true.
built
Very
off
true.
Of like, let's get lit, let's go.
She's a stripper.
Throw some bands type stuff. Exactly. So it's just like, I mean,
What you said, dude?
you can't like, you can't
It's cool, though.
do something different and then expect.
Well, you can. I disagree because like that's how she got noticed though. Like she was just making them funny videos, just talking crack, just talking stuff. But then I mean, once she wanted to get like for real and actually say some real stuff, then nobody was like, I think what is it? Be Careful With Me is the song that she was talking about that nobody really liked. And she was like actually not being raunchy though. So it was just like
That's a great song.
when she wanted to tell her story, then nobody wanted to listen. But once she, everybody listen. And that's the reason why she built her base off that is because she knows that's what got her attention.
Megan was talking about that too, like how everybody would always say stuff like, well, now I have clothes on and y'all have a problem with that, but when I don't have clothes on, that's a whole nother conversation. Sure. But I also posted a tweet in our group that was, I think it was Rhapsody. She was talking about how people always try to compare different women artists, like Cardi. People would always try to judge her music, but she made stripper music because that's what she was like conscious to. Like that's what she did. That's what she was around type stuff. Rhapsody didn't do that. She did music based on what she kind of was around, what she dealt with. So
I saw that tweet.
Yeah.
You dislike that? Like I agree like that.
Honestly,
Yo,
I see what you're saying, but for specifically for Cardi B's music, I don't agree with that. But I get what you're saying. Like whatever you come from. Like let's say like if Young M.A. is rapping about whatever she's doing and being like where she's from and going through stuff like that. If it's real to her, and I'm not saying it's not real to Cardi, but I took her music differently. I took her music as like purely for like the good time. Like it's turn up music, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Strippers for the good time.
That's
oh, okay.
I'm just saying like I didn't.
Thank you, T. Thank you for that backup.
No.
I wasn't sure before that.
I feel it.
But
Come on, Ron's almost going. What is it?
So I mean, hopefully we're not going off on a tangent, but like Meg, what type of reaction do y'all think she would get if she just busted out and started singing and hitting notes? Do you still think she would?
Yeah, she didn't hit some notes.
What can she do?
She don't gotta sing. I feel like, bro,
Can she sing?
Meg can really.
I never heard her sing.
Cognac Queen. Is that not? Is she not singing in that
Now, I don't know
song?
if that's. I want to know. It's close, but I'm not saying she was hitting notes like notes.
I feel like she would be
I'll go back
fine
to it.
if
Oh,
she
yeah,
did
that's why.
transition.
It's a great song.
So singing
rappers.
I'm not gonna say singing,
Texas.
but if she like started rapping like
call
for
her-
real, like I mean, she was already lyrically like we know she has potential to be
Did you get
like,
a hard? You said a hard R.
So if she wanted to transition into something with a little bit more substance, then I think she'd be perfectly fine.
I think it'll be well received by her audience because she has an audience because she has bars. That's how she got.
We all
like,
seen that
her notoriety
freestyle.
first.
We all seen that freestyle on the top of that garage.
Started off with freestyles, and then when she was coming up, she's still doing freestyles. Like she can rap. Right. She got like that. She got like that Houston sound to her. Like,
She like that. Ooh,
I think she
aggressive too. It's hard.
She sound like she's like that. The long lost member of 3 6 Mafia to me.
If they needed one, she would have been it.
That's what I'm saying.
We saying it.
That's her heaviest influence. So it's like I think
Probably
if she does decide to change
don't
the subject matter, I think it'll still be well received if she just comes with that same hard energy that she already has.
I feel like she already trying to do that, to be honest. Like when she came out with that BITCH song, she was singing in the beginning of that song, and she said, like, I mean, I follow me, I love Megan. So she had said like she wants to start putting like more like, because she said she sang as a child. So she's like, I want to start like singing a little bit more. So I thought she was gonna come out with a full song singing, but she just saying incorporating that in her rap. So she is doing it already, honestly.
Well, speaking of Meg, I know we're all positive here. We have other news. So Meg she's releasing an album tomorrow. Today's the 5th, so tomorrow will be the 6th, I believe. Yeah. Tomorrow's the 6th, right?
Tomorrow's the 6th.
So she wasn't supposed to because she's in a legal thing with her record label. Was it 1501?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they fucked out of her money. It was a split was 60-40. Record label took 60, Megan took 40, but she had to pay everybody. So expensive, out of a $10 million deal, it says like she only got about $15,000. So, and now I see on Twitter she bought a necklace that looked like it was like $15,000. So
Man,
you see what I'm talking about? I was like, so it's a problem now because you can't take it back now. Anyway, we're going into that because obviously Meg's still younger. I just want to kind of go and talk about how do you feel about these younger artists when it comes to them signing these record labels? Like, how is it really beneficial for them? Or do you think it's detrimental?
Oh, you gotta honestly, like Megan had said when she like was talking on her live and stuff, you need a lawyer. Like, and I feel like young, like being young, everybody's just like, you know, you money hungry. You like, oh my gosh, like when you hear $1 million deal or you hear when you hear that money, that's money you don't have right now. So you think, oh my God, that's about to save me, but you don't read that fine print like she didn't. And she said she was about 20 when she signed that label. So I feel like, you know, and that's how to get you, honestly. That's how to get you. So with that being said, I feel like being young and stuff, like, I mean, like she said, you need to get a lawyer, have a good manager, and before you sign that, go over everything.
And I know lawyer from the label, like
right
outside, so
yeah.
That's true.
I have to definitely agree with that. I mean, really, I feel like as an artist, especially if you're an upcoming artist, you're not completely blind to everything. You kind of see some of the things that other artists have maybe went through in the past, or you know, you may have seen it. So when you are hearing about these large sums of money, or you're hearing about some of these deals, in the back of your head, you like, okay, listen, you know, I'm hearing 10 million. You know, out of that, I should see about 4, maybe 5. You know, so let's run with it, and we can work out the kinks and all of that later on. But in reality, you know, every label is different. Every person is different, and you know when you start involving these other third parties, because I mean even lawyers they charge lawyer fees. You know, even managers they charge management fees. So I mean it's definitely something I feel like as an individual you have to have a little piece of that business side or a little piece of knowledge that says, okay, I need to maybe read some of these, you know, addendums and some of these bullet points on this contract and see exactly how is this money going to be allocated? You know, what am I getting? What's my portion? What's my cut? And really crunch some of those numbers, you know, yourself. So.
Just going off of you, man, I think at this point in society, we've seen so many sad stories about artists losing money and getting ripped off for so long, for so many years. So it's just like, it's like at a certain point, you got to have some perspective and just you know, take a step back and just think about it. You know, like, maybe they maybe they don't have my best interest in mind.
Yeah.
They look at you like a check. That's respect, right? So it's like you have to take the initiative to have your own best interest in mind. Whether that's having a capable manager, whether that's having a lawyer, or whether that's just reading the damn contract. Right? Like, I get $1 million is a lot of money, but damn it, left I was broke. All right.
I just feel like realistically,
MC Hammer went bankrupt.
He was broke as well.
He rich now, bro.
There's a lot of artists
cool.
These contracts.
It's very true. Also, with this day and age, I feel like you can really promote yourself your own way now and build your fan base the way you want to do it. And then you can literally just like build your fan base, do a small, like start doing tours your own self. I feel like and build your way up that way. It's not saying it's for everybody, but there's just other avenues. You don't always have to go through a record label. And I feel like record labels are starting to understand that now. At least most of them, but I don't know.
I feel like it's just because when you see people that are doing their own, people don't want to do the different grind because they're different grind now. Because you're by yourself. And like, I think it's crazy because like, you know, like when we see the Baby and like Megan, I feel like they've been going on tour for like 2 years. Like every week they drop a new lineup. And I feel like artists will do that because they know now they understand. At some point they haven't been asking legal questions. And you're going to start asking and they're going to start to be like, well. You're like, damn, I'm really not making money. Now I got to go on these 70 fucking show tours. Right. To the same seats all over because it's like I owe money now. So I have to do it to even come up above zero. But then on the Baby side, he's on his own. So now he's like, I'm doing it now because it's me, it's mine.
Making all this money.
Yeah, I'm on now, so it's just coming back to me. So you can see him differently. Like when you look at the Baby video, you can tell this thing got the different cock and he's like, it's mine. Like we made $1 million, we made $1 million. And Megan's like, damn, like it's just two sides to it. But everybody ain't built like that Nipsey roll like that type of thing. But shit, that's a different problem by itself. So like going off of that too, when you see like now Megan like a Jay-Z, things like that, when you have like artists that are at the head of these record labels, do you think that they kind of, the way they base their contracts is more artist happy, like artist friendly, or do you still think it's more of a, we still gonna get that cut, even though I know how the game works?
I think it's at least at the bare minimum is gonna be upfront. Like it still might be favorable for the label because at the end of the day, it's their business and they're running that business. But I would like to imagine, I can't speak to it, but I would like to imagine that they're at least forefront with them about all these fees and how they're going to structure the contract and not put it in some fine print to like rip them off. But we've seen artists that were under artists labels have issues with those artists. So
I said also though, like I don't think people just be thinking like, oh, like she should have read and stuff. Like it say 20% this and 60% that, but it's like also there's terms in there that when you don't know those terms, it's probably like some definitions in there that some words she don't know. Right. So if you just get in right, it's a different language and stuff. So like if you are not think about being young and your dream about to come true. Like for Ari Lennox, with the whole J. Cole and Dreamville had signed her and stuff. She was telling her story during one of her interviews, and she was saying how she was so happy it was a dream come true. She was gonna go to the army, and she was like she didn't have to go to the army, but she didn't read that fine print. She gone live ranting, basically saying that they're not giving her cut. But just think about that though. It's like she didn't understand the terms. It wasn't even that she didn't read. She probably read, and she just trusted them. And that's the thing. Too many of these artists are just trusting them. Like Megan, it's not that she probably didn't read. She just didn't trust them because she said, and like when she was talking about it, she was like, it just sounded good. Like they sounded like they had me, and I was a fan, and I loved them. So like, just think about being in that position. You a fan, you love them, you trust them. They said like, oh, they can make you big, right? They said they can make you big, but you don't think about all those little details. So I definitely think it's more of a term thing, not like that they don't read. They just don't know the terms exactly.
I agree. They gotta make shit sound good to sell it to you.
Right.
Which is in any field, any industry.
Right.
Really.
Cool. Great legal talk. You guys sound like lawyers to me. So this doesn't work out. Just know you have something else. All right, cool. So before we wrap this thing up, let's get back to the R&B side. And my question is now, R&B, does R&B fall under the hip hop umbrella? I look at hip hop as the top, and then there's rap that's under it. Would you include R&B under that?
Yes.
Pretty good. Yes?
Ooh.
Yes.
Why do you include it?
I say yes because kind of to bounce back when we were saying how like it's hard for R&B artists to make it just like with just just putting out R&B versus hip hop. They go play hip hop in the club. So now what a lot of them are doing is collabing with hip hop artists. Like her and I think it was her and Yo Gotti had did a song together. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, for me, when I heard that, it was a great song. I loved it, but it was also like an odd pair. Like I don't see her pairing with Yo Gotti, but at the same time though, like, she got to keep herself afloat. She can't keep coming out with these sad songs and these slow songs. She got to get a little bit of beat too. So I feel like definitely like R&B and hip hop are starting to like collab a little bit more.
I agree. Go ahead, Chris. I'm gonna put something right.
Oh yeah. So I was saying, I agree with you.
Yes, sir.
I thought that like under hip hop as an umbrella, I feel like it was like rap, R&B, like neo soul, like all those like subcategories. I feel like it all uses like, I guess, hip hop elements, and it's not even to say that like, I feel like people think that rap owns hip hop or belong to each other. I look at it as like more of a culture thing as a whole, as a whole. So when Ari Lennox takes like, I guess, quote unquote hip hop beats, I just put that all under the umbrella, I don't look at it. I know we always say like hip hop and R&B or rap and R&B, but I always consider like hip hop to be like the overall umbrella. But then somebody brought up like kind of like traditional R&B artists, like someone who was Jesus.
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson. So then it's like I can't confidently say Charlie Wilson
on your
is in hip hop, but then I thought
Charlie's on your song.
But then I thought what's the difference between R&B and soul?
Samples.
And then you can sample R&B back into hip hop.
But is he R&B or is he soul?
He's soul first, but his voice is just something. It's too amazing not to put on your song. Tyler Perry just figured it out. He figured it out. Am I lying to you?
No, you're definitely not.
You're not lying.
Definitely not lying.
I
was just saying, like, I said what I said.
I think it's definitely under the umbrella. Even like when you think about Chris Brown, like Chris Brown, that Gonna Hit Heat. Yeah. Like that shit was stupid. Gunna is not. Yes, like
he did it wrong.
Like that's not. Gunna is a rapper.
It goes like, Gunna, Drake, wherever else.
We have a resident member on the Beacon board with Beacon Gunner.
Beacon Gunner. We talk about that.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it could fall under the umbrella. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of go hand in hand eventually.
Yeah.
When rappers don't know what else to do, it's like, cool, let me slow it down for y'all.
That's true.
And I feel like they also, to your point, they definitely complement each other, you know, to a certain extent. Like, it's cool to be, you know, always listening to your hip hop, your rap. But sometimes you just wanna chill. So you need that common medium. Sometimes you'll be like, man, this bullshit off. You know? Sometimes you go ahead shit off. You know? So, you know, I feel like it's good that they kind of, to a certain extent, they kind of intertwine, and they also can kind of be their own separate entity as well. So,
man,
I definitely agree.
It's the young cats, bro. They don't know the difference between soul and R&B, like we said. Like, niggas hear R&B and start thinking like Luther and shit. Yeah. Luther is soul, man. For these young cats that don't know. Boys to Men, Al Green and them. That's soul. Teddy P, Marvin G.
Turn out the lights.
Turn them off. They and niggas like, even I feel like most people think R&B is like that. So if that's what you think, well, I'm not saying you're wrong, but you are wrong. R&B is completely different. Like,
what about the B2K?
B2K is, well, you know,
True.
I'm not saying I went high on them. I'm not saying I was.
I was, but
They was okay. Anyways.
don't do that.
Yeah, I just feel like people's definitions of R&B is just different. So like for me, I hear R&B, I feel like that's more of a recent, like more like late 90s, 2000s time. So if I ask my parents, they'll probably talking about, like I said, Luther and things, which I love them, y'all know. But that's not what it is. So it just really comes down to those things, as well as when you hear hip hop, it also sounds like how you think of hip hop too. Because some people are subject to hip hop as just rap. That's what they say. But like if you go to like radios, like on a Spotify or Pandora, hip hop will play like pop music. Because it's like they'll put that under that. Even like a Justin Bieber had, well, no, he's not good.
Lizzo, I feel like Lizzo is pop.
Lizzo is
like
pop,
they
bro.
put her under hip hop.
Do you like Lizzo? Before I say this,
Pause. Let me say this before.
Right,
I'm not gonna lie. We'll go completely off real quick. But at first, when I first listened to her, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I really wasn't, not to say a fan, but it was just like her music was just like, especially when it was replaying on the radio. But I heard her story and I loved her. So now, honestly, I love her because I know her story.
Yeah, we love her too. We just want to say it. Okay. Well, that's good. Now, before I say this, did anybody else have anything about they would like to say or add to how they feel?
About Lizzo?
No, about R&B and rap.
I saw her. She gave a speech about her accepting some type of award.
That's what made me like her.
Same. I loved that.
Okay.
Did you?
Okay.
I did. I don't really like her really that much.
Well, I listened to it. Well, send me the link.
She did just kind of.
Send me the link. Well, Twitter just doesn't make it better because when Twitter catches something, it's gonna go one or two ways, and it didn't go the way for it.
The speech was endearing. I was actually
good. Well, send that to me. Send it to me. I want to hear it. A plug?
That industry plug.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, I say she got 2 jobs. She a plug and she sing.
Indeed.
Anyways, so going off that, I'm glad you said that. So, you know, before we ever leave anything, we have to mention things that we're listening to. I can't go first because I look this nigga's name up.
All right, I'll start off. I don't mind.
Thank you, B.
I'm listening to that My Turn by Lil Baby. That motherfucker is rocking.
It went crazy.
That's why it was a very, very great project. The features on there also came through and did their thing.
Yeah, listen, Gunna's on attention right now.
Janae is dropped.
Oh.
She's dropped right now. It is.
Uh-oh.
It's on right now.
I need excited about this.
Hold on.
Excited about Janae?
I'm just playing.
Everybody.
Well, is Uzi out?
Probably.
Guys, continue talking about what y'all talking about. No, Uzi ain't out. All right, so I'm here. I'm ready now. So I listened to this song. It came on shuffle when I was at work. It's called Chronic Sunshine. It's by Cosmo Pike, but it's Pyke. I don't know. I feel like he's like a British guy or something. It's a black dude, but it doesn't, like you hear it, it's like a John. Was it John Mayer? That's his name. It's like in that same kind of lane. So, y'all, that's it.
What's next?
I'm going. I got 2 people. Okay, so recently I started listening to this girl named Cash Page. She's new, and I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna call it. She go get up there definitely. She performed at Rolling Loud, and she had only been out for less than a year too. So her, and then I say I didn't listen to any Tyler the Creator, like any of his new stuff. And then once he won that Grammy, I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to it. But that
Igor.
When you listen, bro, listening to that, okay, hold on. Let me tell you how I listen to it too, though. I got me a glass of wine, got a little tipsy, and it is so different. Like that, he is amazing, and he didn't even say anything. He just made sounds. He just made sounds. He barely said anything. That album is definitely it's underrated. I haven't heard a lot about it, but once he won that Grammy, I was like, I gotta listen to it.
We went to the tour. And like we listened, the tour made it.
Really?
It made it 10 times better. Like I was like, wow, he's a genius.
I believe it. I believe it.
Amazing. That wig is undefeated.
I'm really glad you got this. I'm glad that person that wig. That's an expensive wig. Very nice. The suits were very nice. That wig was nice. I'm glad you got to experience that. That's
great.
Like a testimony. And we said that at church.
Who am I listening to? I'm gonna listen to that Sway Lee song that someone said. I like that song.
The beat's crazy.
I do like that. The Drake, obviously, Drake did what he needed to do.
But I do know one thing.
Women, they go. Saturday, do
Sunday, Monday,
Sunday.
Like the scripture or something.
Anyways, so Drake, who else I've been listening to? Well, I'm about to listen to Janae because she just dropped. Megan just dropped. Gunna just dropped.
Indeed.
That's it, though. He dropped a single. But
Mike gotta go to church.
Yep. But that PTSD vibe, J.R. was cool. I like his stuff. Who else? Lil Baby was cool. I like him too. But I'm looking forward to this new shit. So at this point, goodbye. Wow. It was great talking to you.
In preparation for Janae, I was listening to Sell Out in 2088.
Preparation.
So I'm ready. As soon as this comes out, I'm ready. I've been prepared. I've also been listening to. I heard this single the other day on Twitter, and I'm freaking obsessed with the video. But Victoria Monet.
Yes.
Moment.
Yes.
That. Bro, listen to it like 50 times. Past 25
moment.
It hit like that, y'all.
Yes.
I was
videos. Like that. Whatever it's called.
Oh, I like that song.
That's a great song.
Who was it?
But you
out of 10, what you give it?
But
cool 8.
That's hot.
Moment by her. That single.
She's nice.
I agree. I agree with you.
Listen to it.
Definitely.
She's nice.
Give them what they want, Chris. Some of the heat.
Okay, I've been listening to, I guess, kind of two things. I've been listening to this group, more like, I think it's a group, or it might be with one person. It's called Men I Trust. They're kind of like, they have a sound that's kind of similar to Tame Impala. I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was good. Slowly roll. And then also revisited some Lana Del Rey. The
Ultraviolet album?
The Ultraviolet album.
That's hard.
Yeah, that is.
That's a tough album.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
That's a tough album.
That chapter is good, right?
That chapter. Let me tell y'all, bro. Let me put y'all on this, bro. This top, that first off, we talking about the brand album, and I thought it could get no better. But then this nigga dropped the chopped and screw version, and Bree. Listen, bro. This shit is like. Brett even endorsed it because he had posted it. This shit is amazing.
No.
Like this, I'm like Brett.
Not that one. The SoundCloud one.
Yep, the SoundCloud one.
Whatever the dude is talking about talks too much. You need it without him. A masterpiece.
That's how they get talking. I'm like, bro, shit. The one on SoundCloud got him off of there. It goes stupid. Like, all right, see. Glad you said that. Very good point. All right. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Volume 2. This episode 3. You can follow us. I didn't even mention it. Follow us on Instagram. It's 2_ all the vibes. On Twitter, it's all the vibes 2_. Also on YouTube, all the vibes 2_. Also on Patron. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We are on there at all of our underscores. A lot of good stuff. We've been posting a lot lately. A lot of good stuff going on. Shout out spotlights, vlogs are up. What else we on? I believe that's it. You got it. Shout out to somebody. You wrap it up.
All right, and remember, you all follow me on Instagram at hello.charlee. That's CHARLEE, and become one of my angels. Yeah, I call them my Charlie's angels.
Oh, she got a fan. She got a fan base.
Oh. Yes.
The Bayhouse Angels finna be in battle. It's gonna get ugly on Twitter.
Fans, my angels. So become an angel. Become an angel. And then follow me on SoundCloud too at Hello Charlee. And I recently just dropped something yesterday. It's called F It. Can I curse on this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's called Fuck It. And it's a freestyle. Sang that from my heart. And it was the first song I ever produced.
You really
myself
freestyled
as well. I did freestyle it. I did. And all of the background though, I directed the background, but everything that was like saying, I just sang. That's why a lot of people's like, I can't really understand what you're saying. I'm like, I was singing from my heart. I was mumbling a little bit,
That's
but
tough.
it was a freestyle, definitely.
That's tough.
So yeah.
Kudos to you. It was a very great track.
Thank you.
We tapped in yesterday. You got your mom.
You said what?
That's hard.
I was gonna say something.
Say it.
So you said
Uh-huh.
you were working on an album.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was. Oh my goodness.
You trying to drop a number today?
Drop a number today.
Drop
I was trying to get some exclusive stuff.
I know we're not doing that. We cut those. And we build like that, nigga. Know what's up.
Oh,
Know what's up.
feel a
Step
little
up in here.
bold today, Chris.
Man.
Uh-oh.
You can be
That's
like-
a fun number. I got a year.
I was inquiring.
You knew we were when we thought they were.
Oh, wow. No, I really don't have a date. I don't. It's just 2020. Just know this year. But because I'm learning how to produce, that's why it's 2020. If I already had this down packed, then it would definitely have a date on it. But they put that on it.
You're growing. That's growth. That's growth right there. Well, okay. Well, I'm putting my mic like in this weird ass position. I'm like, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. Y'all are cool.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. That's us already. All right. So you already know what's going on. It's Volume 2. Tune in, follow us on my page. Y'all can keep updated with everything we got going on. We got a lot of stuff going on. More events coming. We just put up our Big 12 vlog as well. Interviews are up right now. More interviews are come. We just doing this shit. We're doing the fucking thing.
Festival season.
So tune in, man. Put us on your friends, your family, co-workers, people you don't like. I don't really care. Also, donate money to our Patreon because niggas are millionaires. We are not. So something's missing, and it's your money. So all right, thank you. Until next time, we out.